time you're seeing this has already been posted, but I just wanted to come out and wish you guys a happy Halloween. And as you can see, I'm in my Halloween costume this year. If you're wondering who I am the conductor from the Polar Express. So I got, obviously, this is basically a shirt with a print on it. I got this, the whistle, the watch, and then, of course, the hat. Oh, pretty snazzy, don't I? And if you're wondering how this hat's thing on my head, it's actually a rubber band coming around my, face, my head, basically. So, there we go. So, as you can tell, we'll obviously have a different setup. I got a green tarp behind me. I'm going to be, as we're doing these Saturday Night Lives, basically, what I'm essentially doing is going to be trying out, testing out different areas of the house, and that would be a good, area to essentially do this. And I think this is a good start here with this nice drape of a tarp here, and I'm just kind of standing right now on this floor, and I'm in front of a wall, and ignore that, it's not really it's kind of appealing. So yeah. That doesn't work. There we go. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at this weird camera setup. So, anyways, what we're going to talk about tonight, I will tell you, we're going to be discussing the Superman movie that came out in August of 2025, and I'm going to be honest with you, so we're going to, I'm going to essentially talk about the good, the bad, and then, overall wrap it up. So, what did I like about the movie? Well, I liked how the movie has a very strong, start, middle, and end in a way, where you have you have your first act and your setup, you get your second act, the first part of the payoff, and then you have the third act. And really the three parts of the movie are really this. Superman gets introduced, and we get the introduction of Clark Kent. Then we get the second act with Superman getting tricked and trapped, and then essentially he's going to get killed by kryptonite, and Lex Luthor essentially hurting him. And then the final, which is the final climax of Superman, Mr. Terrific, and all the other, Guy Gardner taking on Superman, taking on Lex Luthor. And I'll be honest, despite there being basically two different battles at the end, and I really kind of felt like the story kind of weaved together in a very strong, way, because it kind of just felt very climactic at the end, because I was able to, it felt very much, like there was a purpose to everything that kind of happened. Well, relatively. The engineer character was introduced in the beginning, and I'll be honest, before I go on, I should say, spoilers going forward from this point onwards, spoilers. So if you haven't seen Superman, click off the video now, or just, jump to a certain time frame. Anyways, so, the engineer character was introduced. She's basically a woman who can, basically she tries to kill Superman by blocking off his lungs, by injecting a bunch of these metally type of, in Big Hero 6, those like metal robot things are about this tall. That's basically what it is that kind of get injected into his body. But anyways, for me, the thing that I liked about the movie was Lex Luthor. Now, I haven't seen, this is the first time I've seen a DC film, so it was kind of, a little, because this is like a real first time seeing it, but the point is, Lex Luthor, the actor who plays him, he looks very similar to Jeff Amspoke in L.A., but that's more so a personal thing that only a couple of viewers would know. But the point is, Lex Luthor, he's a pretty great villain. He's very, the best I can describe, he's just very mean and he's trying to, he basically becomes a nasty, villainous, evil, terrible person by the end, because by the time the climax comes around, he's pretty much basically trying to murder Superman. I mean, that is pretty much a trait of Lex Luthor for longer, but it's really kind of dialed up and amped up to like 11 here, because to be honest, this is an incredibly, Lex Luthor's character is incredibly just wow. Sorry, I have my iPad here. I'm just playing 5 years time on here, and we'll just kind of back that up. So yeah, overall, I think the strong characters are Superman, Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, or Lois Lane, Guy Gardner, and then of course Lex Luthor, because all the other characters in terms of the Daily Planet or other characters that would be involved, they're pretty much side characters, side plot B characters, and just characters who are just extras that don't really add much of anything. Because there is a scene where when Superman gets trapped in this box with this guy holding a kryptonite kryptonite, he's surrounded by like thousands upon millions of innocent people who are captured, but they're again extras, so they're not really important to the story, at least relatively speaking. Now so to wrap this up, I do think that, to be honest, I do like the other thing I liked was we saw Superman's ice palace with the automatons, how do you say them? Automatons. And essentially, they basically, what they really do is they essentially they help Superman get sun. Basically, the sun comes to heal Superman, and then later on they end up getting killed or seriously injured by Lex Luthor, who him, the engineer, and all his other crew break into the ice palace to steal alien information or whatever. But anyway, the point is they're not really much of a they're really not an important factor, at least in the main story, because they're really just there to assist Superman than anything. And to be honest, in general, the automatons are just really basically they're more so just plot devices, because there's really, excluding one, because there's really only not much film other than numbers. And then one of the automatons, I think his name is Nine, he has like a 9 on his robot thing, and by the end he says 9 isn't as good as automaton isn't as good as a name like Gary, and he becomes Gary. And then this kind of transitions into the next thing that I kind of like, which was kind of a teaser for a movie coming later in 2026 titled Supergirl. And this we see Supergirl, the cousin of Superman, and it's a very short, it's basically a teaser, so it's only a very short cameo, because she really does. What happens is she is flying and she ends up smashing through one of Superman's ice walls and says this when she kind of comes in, when the dust settles. Why'd you move the door? And then Superman says, why didn't I move the door, honey? It's been there where it's always have. She looks over and sees it and says oh. And then she's basically coming up to pick up Krypto, the dog. I'll be honest, Krypto, he is basically a dog in the movie, because instead of being a fun superhero, a fearless dog, he's basically just a normal house dog, because what happens is and every time we see him, he's so cute and funny. He ends up, what happens is when Superman has to call him, he goes, what happens is essentially Superman basically is injured, and he whistled for Krypto, and when Krypto got there, he told him to basically take him back to his ice palace. But because Krypto is a dog and he wants to play, he thought it was a game. But anyways, so yeah, I thought Supergirl picked up her dog and they left, and the credits rolled. There was no after credits scene, I don't think so. But anyways, I should say this. Moving into the negatives, and I really should say there aren't really too many negatives, because I'm just going to go over this briefly and get back to the good. It's really, they didn't play the Superman theme, and I know the Superman theme, because he really, to be honest, it's it's pretty iconic, and it's in a lot of DC properties. And while I'm kind of surprised they didn't put it in here, because I would have thought he would have, when I say he, I mean the director, James Gunn. And to be honest, at one point there was an entire, it was pre-2020, like 2 years before 2020, like 2018, 2019. James Gunn was in a bit, there was a lot of controversy involving him. He was fired from Disney, then he got hired back to Disney. So it's just a bunch of, lefts and rights. So I mean, to be honest, it's not really much to go into other than he was a great director. He was pretty darn good. But I mean, I think to really square things up with a bow or put a cherry on top, they could have put the Superman theme in there like the we get little music cues that kind of hint at that too, because there's a couple times where we hear, like some fun action music, then we get some of this really good, like, amazing, fun music that's kind of action-packed, but it's just basically generic, music. It's not really anything fun and playful, which, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, but it is kind of a letdown. But anyways, to go forward, I do like, that was the one thing I didn't really care for, and then the other thing I didn't really find too many negatives other than just the Superman, theme, and I mean, that was about it. I mean, there really wasn't anything. I think there really was a very good, strong continuity, strictness here, because the story kind of flows very well from a basic start to end, and there really isn't, for me, there really isn't like too many negatives to really point out other than maybe the Superman theme, and there is probably something else, but I can't think of it. I'm going to say it here. I'd probably just say, to me, I would really, you could take out the dog Crypto because he really doesn't add much to anything to the story other than Superman getting suspicious and going to hunt him, but I mean, that's about it. But I mean, if I keep going, we're just going to get into like little nitpicky things that wouldn't really even matter in a massive story scope, so all I'm just going to say is that at this point, excuse me. At this point, there's really not many, to me, there's really no, like, little, again, it's just nitpicky things. Because I can't really think of anything negative that was really, glossed over, other than, like I said, other than the Superman thing. But moving on, we're now going to talk about the best scene of the entire film. And if you've seen it, then I will, if you've seen it, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But this has big spoilers. Mr. Terrific. My God, Mr. Terrific, he blew us away because, if I take a look here, he basically, he has a massive fight scene in the middle where where he basically fights a bunch of Lex Luthor's, it's pretty much like a base they're at on the beach outside of the ocean, and essentially it's pretty much it's a big base where they have this portal, pocket universe that they created, and so Mr. Terrific, he gets off his big, whatever you call it, ship, and he essentially starts fighting these guys, because the minute they get there, they start saying, I'll give you one last chance to stop, or whatever, but then Mr. Terrific eventually says, I'm going to say the same to you, and he does this with his hand, and there's a massive red dome that covers him, and he's essentially, he starts fighting into action, and I'll be honest, it's a very strong and intense, scene. I'll be honest, it really could, there really isn't much of anything to, it's pretty much the best part of the entire film, because what happens, like I said, he essentially just starts leaping in there and just starts busting and just kicking these guys' butts, and he, blows it away by, killing them or hurting them, and like some of the comments say, famous last words. That's an understatement. But anyways, but that's probably the best scene. It's the most iconic. And if I look on YouTube here, the Mr. Terrific fight scene has 765,449,000 views. Holy crap! That was probably that's probably the best scene in the film. And later on, once the movie was over, they posted, video clips and music tracks like this one, for example, that's on YouTube. So if you want to go find this, you can just go ahead and just essentially, basically you look it up on YouTube because it's pretty much out there for free. You can pretty much watch it and download it if you want to. Because to be honest, that really is probably one of the best scenes in the entire film, to be honest. Because there's not, like one of the comments says, that scene doesn't show Mr. Terrific, this scene shows Mr. Terrific, to a whole new level. It takes his character to a, nth degree and just multiplies it by 10, and it's phenomenal. It's awesome, and I can't stop praising it because just the way, he, essentially beats the crap out of these guys, it blows my mind. It pretty much knocks my socks off, so it's pretty funny. That reminds me of a Stone episode between you and me. I'm not wearing any socks. That's funny. Okay. We're going to wrap this up, and then we're going to take a 5-minute intermission because I got to blow my nose and get something to drink. So Guy Gardner, that's the thing I want to talk about. I think Guy Gardner is the Green Lantern. Guy Gardner is he's fantastic. He's probably one of the best, most amazing, Guy Gardner's ever. So the actor who played Guy Gardner was Nathan Fillion, and again, just like with the Superman movie, there's a bunch of videos out there about Nathan Fillion. He was in The Big Bang Theory, as far as I'm concerned, that was his latest project, which was the Big Bang Theory season 11 or whatever. He appeared there as a cameo, and then he's a Canadian actor, so he lives up there in Canada with a bunch of the maple syrup. He's fantastic. He brings, he makes Guy Gardner amazing. The only thing was he had to wear a yellow wig, which that wasn't terrible, but he was able to get through it. But he has this power ring, and he's just Green Lantern is probably in my opinion, he's probably one of the best superheroes ever because he has a power ring and he can create anything. He's fearless. I love that, and he's just so amazing. And I'll be honest, when I watched the interview with Nathan Fillion, he really kind of said, Morgan Freeman movie was a treat. It was really amazing. And he kind of just said, well, despite to a certain extent, certain things he had to do, like with the wig, for example, he wasn't really treated that badly. He's treated better than David Cross. Do not look up whatever happened to him. It was terrible. But anyways, so Nathan Fillion did a fantastic job because he has some iconic scenes. Because there's a scene, in the beginning where he's fighting with them and he's using his ring to create a megaphone that he's speaking out. And he's doing a phenomenal job, and I just really can't get enough of him. I think he's probably he's a very straightforward person, Nathan Fillion is, and he brings Guy Gardner to a greatness because he really can. He has a thinking mind, and he knows exactly how to be able to, he can really do a whole lot and knock it out of the park. And hey, what do you know? Green screen, Nathan Fillion. I wish I really should probably with this, take this and just probably start green screening, stuff behind me, but I don't know how to do that, but and to be honest, it would probably take a lot of time, and in general, I could just put a poster, something back there. So yeah. This just kind of wraps things up. I think in general, Guy Gardner, Superman movie was pretty darn amazing. Guy Gardner, fantastic, and I think there's a lot there that really has, that really packs a punch and really kind of brings a lot home because it's just the actors, they do a phenomenal job. There's just a lot in this movie to really unpack it all because, to be honest, there's so many things that just kind of happen in this movie from, A-plots to, from the A-plot going like in 3 directions and then like the rest, and then your climax and your conclusion. It's just, there's a lot of scenes in this movie. There's a lot that really has to, and they're edited at a really good pace. It's not too fast, not too slow, and to be honest, it does a fantastic job because this movie really feels believable and real, from the acting to the music to the editing to all of it. And I couldn't really, ask for a better thing and, a better, movie. I think it really is probably one of the best films ever. And now, since I saw it this summer, it really does, just blow my mind, just really just makes me feel good, because there's a lot of good in this movie and very little bad. And while there are a lot of people out there who are bigger DC fans and would really get into this, for me, as long as it's entertaining and it has a good story, and there really isn't a lot to really get mad about, I don't think it's terrible. So yeah, that's my spiel. We're going to take a 5-minute intermission break, so I'm going to go get a drink and blow my nose, so we will be right back. All right. All right, we're back. I know that wasn't really much of a break, but I mean, it was a long enough one for me. I just had to blow my nose and then, get some water, which was fine. I did. So yeah, we're going to continue this, and I hope you guys are enjoying this. And I should say, if you guys at all needed a chance, if you didn't get a chance to see this right away, that's fine. Or if you're taking a longer break, that's fine. And you know what? We always need that time. Sometimes we gotta, when we AFK, sometimes we need to, take a longer break. So whatever you're doing right now, I hope you're enjoying it, and as long as you're enjoying life, that's what matters. So yeah, continuing on with this, things went very well for me, and a lot of other, things what we're saying. So to wrap this up, I will say the movie Superman was a pretty amazing film. I think it was a pretty great film, and besides not having the Superman music and that little, obviously the tease at the end, I don't think it was terrible. And so yeah, going through this, this is going to be, as you can tell, this is unscripted. I don't really write scripts for these. This is obviously just meant to be, I'll just kind of tell you the basis for this. The reason I created Saturday Night Live was to be able to branch out and to have more content that isn't just focused on trains, and to be able to tell you guys, and let you guys know there's more of a fun side to me that isn't this. So, I will be honest, I think I'm not going to be any Jerry Seinfeld or anyone like that, but I can get close. I can probably be like David Schwimmer, my apologies. So yeah, continuing on this, I do have a little fun surprise I want to show you guys, and you guys are going to love this. So, we're going to take this camera and I'm going to walk you over there. I don't think I want to use my microphone anymore. Okay guys, get ready to feast your eyes on this. What is this you see? It's a computer setup. Yes. So, I'm just going to sit down here right now. So what this essentially is a gaming setup, or basically a monitor. So we got my computer here, we got the keyboard here, we got like a CD mouse pad thing here, got the mouse, and it's on this piano stand, and it's a pretty darn great one, and I really am grateful that I came up with this, because I've had this piano for about almost 3.5 years coming up. So yeah, and I'll be honest, it's really amazing, and I'm actually sitting in my brother's. This is his swimming swivel chair, and it's, again, so it's missing this arm here, but that's not really bother. It's right there. And so, yeah, this is just a fun little setup here that I came up with, and I'll be honest, it's just really something cool and cute. I don't really have anything wrong with this. So this was a fun surprise I wanted to show you. This kind of goes on. It's going to be my gaming setup. So, yeah, and there's a Tyler chair. So, yeah, I really wanted to just show you guys that, and so we're going on almost a half, like, it's like 25 minutes into this, so because we're going so long, I am going to wrap this up and let you guys go, just because, to be honest with you, right now, I need to get back to just getting ready to, get some sleep because it's getting pretty late, and I hope you guys enjoyed my costumes, so, my microphone. I left it over here on the couch. So, anyways, with all this being said, I want to just thank you guys for watching very much. I know it's been a long one, but hey, it's all right. It's not so. We'll get onto this new schedule. Hopefully, the next couple Saturdays we will get used to this because a week from today I will not be posting a Saturday night, but I will be, making videos once a Saturday. So, with all that being said, sparkle, sparkle, sparkle! Oh, wait, hang on. Who in the blazes of an emergency brake? These states are not transferable. Alright, well, enough of that. Okay, everyone, thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you in the next one. And with all that being said, I'll take care again, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!